I come to y'all with a heavy heart tonight. First of all, I want to say rest in peace to this young man, Daunte Wright. That's the first thing I want to rest in peace to Daunte Wright and my condolences. Hold on one second, y'all, because I think I the feedback on my video. But first of all, I want to say rest in peace to Daunte Wright, and I want to say my condolences to his family. And I just want to come on here and express my thoughts about all of this. And you know, this is really difficult because I don't grieve over celebrities passing, but I'm actually grieving over DMX's death. Still, I've been, as a lot of other people, I'm sure I'm not the only one, but DMX passing really touched my soul. And it's very simple with DMX. DMX was a conscious pro-black, pro-humanitarian man with a wonderful message. And the thing that touched my soul about him is his articulation of the struggle of what it's like to grow up in the hood and be poor and traumatized. And I relate and I understood that. And that's why I love DMX from day one. DMX touched my soul. And it hurts my heart and my soul that this man at 50 years old is gone. So I'm reeling. And I can't front. I'm not a liar. I always tell y'all the truth. May all these other celebs and rappers rest in peace, but I ain't feel like this when God rest his soul, Tupac passed, or Biggie, God rest all their souls, no disrespect. But DMX, that hit me like a ton of bricks. I couldn't believe it. I'm still in shock over it because I love DMX. I love what he stood for. Like I said, his articulation when he came out helped me get through some rough patches in my life. When I was homeless, coming out of it, struggling, like when he say, hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. I'm slipping, I'm falling, I got to get up. That shit right there, understand. When he say he want to see his kids do something more constructive with the time. Lyrics like that. He's not, that man one line. That touched my soul. DMX is probably the only rapper to date that passed away that shit fucking with my head. My sister Mahogany, you did reach out to me. You wanted me to do a panel. I don't really want to get on panels no more because I'm traumatized from that as well. But I'm dealing with the death of DMX, who I love. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. People got their opinions about him. I don't care if he was on drugs. I don't care if he went to jail. I don't care about none of that. I love DMX and his legacy gonna remain. He was a real, true, honest brother representing the poor and the downtrodden and the depressed and the anxiety-ridden people in the hood. I understood him so well through the music. And I pray to God look on his children, all of them, his family, his ex-wife, and take good care of them. That is my prayer. So I've been, listening to my DMX. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lie. I've been on my DMX like, oh man, I got a fucking headache that won't quit. And here I look up and I see this young man, 21 years of age. And I don't come on here with no disrespect. If you come on here with disrespect, talking about, oh, you dark skinned. Yeah, I'm the dark skinned activist. Yeah, I'm the dark skinned activist. And if you come on here talking shit about DMX or talking trash about any one of these people, I'm going to block you. I'm not going to put up with none of that. I'm not going to tolerate it. Okay? Because we're going to be respectful. I'm here sharing my feelings on how I feel. We could drop dead at any moment, any of us. Tomorrow ain't promised. And I don't care if this young man was light-skinned. To all you stupid people that'll come on here talking about, oh, he like you the dark-skinned activist. I am the dark-skinned activist. That don't mean I don't love or like other people. Ain't got nothing to do with it. You come on here with the disrespect, you just gotta go. I ain't finna argue with you. I ain't got time to be arguing with you. Stupid shit. I look up and I see this young man over a fucking expired tag. This man done lost his life, man. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. What these police has got to do, and shout out to Black Rob, because he said they ain't woe, and he was fucking right. These people got to start handling people they have no compassion. They have no kindness. They have no, just because you're a police officer, that doesn't mean that you have the right to I don't care what nobody say. They get violent on people over minor stuff. This young man was not armed. This young man was not, man, it's fuck. We all know the truth. It's fucking pointless to even talk about this shit sometimes. I don't even want to fucking be on here talking about it, because we all know the truth. And we talking. None of this shit helps. I used to get a headache from talking, because we all know that they're fucking wrong. Botham Jean, I think about him and what this Amber Geiger person, it don't get no lower than that. She got 10 years. She should have got the death penalty or life in prison. She walked in a man's house, ain't even your house, and you murdered him. You get 10 years. Now we see this situation. George Floyd, everybody's seen him get murdered on camera. Okay? George Floyd wasn't armed. Now they trying to put George Floyd on trial. That's why I stopped watching the trial, because I just mentally couldn't handle it. I don't want to see it. It's going to piss me off and enrage me and anger me. I'm trying not to be pissed off and enraged and angered. You know, I've been dealing with watching the police do this, murder Black people, for a long time, seeing this down here in St. Pete. Shout out to the Uhuru movement, because they've been on the front lines before social media. They've been on the front lines fighting for Black justice and humanitarian rights of Black people. Tyrone Lewis, look him up. Tyrone Lewis. I saw him get killed by the police with my own eyes when I was 19 years old, right there on 18th Avenue. Listen, this just won't stop. And before me, this has been going on since slavery. You know, and this young man, just 21 years old, you know, I got a son. And that's why I had always said, you know, I was always going to stand up regardless of my differences. I still stand up and fight for what is right. And it's just so, it pains my heart to see people treated like dogs and animals, worse than animals. They treat the animals better. Then you claim it was an accident. They already setting up the defense. That wasn't no accident. And I don't feel sorry for you. You murdered this young man. That's what you did. Own up to it. Take responsibility for it. Over a tag? You mean to tell me, why is it when non-Black people get stopped for stuff, it never ends up in the person being dead for minor things? They ain't even did nothing. They ain't killed nobody. We talking about people that ain't did nothing. They haven't killed nobody. They ain't got no weapons on them. They're not selling no drugs. They're not doing nothing. And the young man lost his life. Like, what this is y'all. I'm trying to tell you, man, this is like too much. This is like horrible. Okay, let me just get this person out of here. You got to go, because you're an evil human being, and I don't want you in here. I told you, you come on here disagreeing with me and co-signing evilness, you out. Because I ain't even got time for it tonight. I don't care about your opinion. You don't like my opinion, don't watch. Go. There's a lot of people on YouTube making videos about various topics. You have a choice. You don't have to be on my channel. You can go anywhere else. So I really don't care if you're here or not. I'm going to express my feelings about how I feel about this. And I hate it. It's horrible. It's murder. It's straight up murder. It's straight up murder. is straight up murder. And I pray to God that this young man get justice and his family get justice. And I hope he sues. I hope they bankrupt in a lawsuit this police department, even though it's not enough money in the world. 21 years old, you out here just killing people, you know. It's just horrible. I mean, I just really don't have a whole lot of words right now to describe the feeling that I have. I just don't have the words, y'all. I'm trying my best, but I know I want to come and speak on it. I know I want to come and talk about it because I just couldn't believe it. Like I went to go look this up. I'm like, wait a minute, are these police officers not watching what's going down, or have they not learned a lesson from seeing what happened with George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery and all the other murder victims? These people just don't care. I just don't understand it. I don't understand the mentality. I really do not understand the mentality. Intellectually, I do. And I mean, we could talk about the historical reasons for this. I get it on the intellect. Sometimes everything cannot be intellectualized, people. Sometimes your emotions are involved and you just can't. You cannot fathom it. You cannot. It's incomprehensible. It's like, damn. And these people are so evil. Like this evil person that I just had to block. Low down evil person. That's actually what you're doing is praising a black person being murdered. But that's what a lot of y'all do in secret evil because you're evil. You just have evilness in your heart. That's all it is to it. You know, there's good and evil in the world. And I guess that's really what it boils down to it. There are this. I mean, I do not understand sometimes why did God create human beings. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is the point. I don't understand what the point is sometimes. Don't even know how to treat each other. Don't even know how to be respectful to each other. You know. I just don't understand it. I think this is a vicious, evil, low down murder. I don't care if this young man had a warrant. I don't care about none of that. I don't even know about it. I don't care. I don't care. Let me be clear. I don't care. This could have been handled in a way as to where it did not end in taking his life. That's plain and simple. Same thing with George Floyd. If these people had any care for black people in their hearts, George Floyd would have been alive. But they don't care. You know, and I've had my own problems and struggles intra-race wise, but I'm not going to condone ever another black person being killed. I ain't finna do that. I'm just not with that. I ain't on that program. I don't have that level of hate in my heart for nobody. I just don't understand how people could walk around with such hatred in their heart for other people to the point where I just really don't get that. It ain't that much of hate in the damn world to me. And I just want to say to some of the let me tell y'all, some of you young ladies out there having these babies, y'all young men out there getting these ladies pregnant, do y'all really understand what y'all See, nobody had this talk with me. Of course, most of our parents don't. They don't talk direct to us and tell us straight up what it is. But when you have a child in this world, man, especially a black male child, and even nowadays, Sandra Bland, may she rest in peace. It don't even matter the whether male or female. But when you have a black male child, man, you gotta be like, they grow up in this world. You're always on edge and always worried about them because they're under attack for no other reason than being black. And the thing is, non-blacks can do the same thing. They do the same stuff. They go through the same young people stuff, making mistakes. But the black ones are never given a fair chance. They're not even given a fair shake. They're not given a slap on the wrist, or they're not given like chalk it up to, well, he's a young man, and da da da. They don't get that. They don't get the same niceties and rites of passages and forgiven. They immediately get shot down. The young man getting stopped for a tag. You should not expire a tag, whatever. I don't care. I told you I don't care. He was unarmed. I don't care. If you come on here disrespectful, you're gone. I'm blocking you. I don't want to hear it. I'm not listening. I'm done. And let's get this person out of here, because you keep coming back on here harassing me under different names, and I'm just going to get rid of you. Goodbye. Anyway, these people are evil. As you can see, this evil person is stalking me and harassing me. I'm on here talking about the murder of black people, innocent black people, and they're angry and they have evilness in their hearts, and they're probably celebrating and happy because this person has been murdered. So they come on here and stalk and harass me. This is how evil some of these people are. See? They don't even have respect for the dead. That's why I said, you ain't gonna come up on here disrespecting this young man and his death. If you come on here with that foolishness, if you disagree with what I'm saying, I'm just gonna block you, because I ain't gonna play that game. I ain't gonna play that game with you at all. I ain't even got time for it. I ain't even got time for it. Okay, I don't have time for it. Y'all gotta go do that over there with somebody else. All that ignorance. All that ignorance. I ain't got time for it. And I want to say thank you to all the black men and the black women and everybody that have made contributions to me. I just wanted to quick, because I just seen somebody quickly. I wanted to say that. But yeah, I'm not going to ever condone the murder of anybody like that. This is just, my heart is really hurting like right now, for real, man. Like, wow, I can't believe it. The young man got a baby face. He young, and they don't care. It's horrible. And you know what? That's why I couldn't do no police work, man. I have to walk away from that type of stuff. Anything involving, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it. I couldn't work in no prison. I'd rather sleep under a bridge and be homeless on the street before I work in a prison or be a police officer. Nope. I couldn't do it. Because they doing too much. They've been doing too much for the longest. Like I said, this could have been handled in a way that he didn't end up dying. I mean, and then always trying to justify it. They always find a way to justify their wicked behavior. Like with Amber Geiger, the lady walked in the dude's house, this man in his own house. Are these people crazy? That's just plain evil. God, please do your work. God gonna do. Yes, I do believe in God. Yes, I grew up in a Pentecostal church, and my father was a Muslim. I never veered away from from believing in a higher power. Come and do your work, because your creation, they're evil, a lot of them. Look at what they're doing. Come out of accident. Really? Why all this stuff be an accident? Y'all ain't never sit there and think about that? Why all of it's an accident? It's always an act. This is not, that wasn't no accident. No, it wasn't an accident. It was not an accident. No, it wasn't an accident. Already getting the defense prepared. They're already talking about an accident. And I'm on my phone here because I was, like I told y'all, I went and sometimes I need to come on here and talk. I told y'all I had to get therapy for what these folks have done did to me, what the police did to me. These people are just terrible. I just can't believe it. I see one of the headlines that say police say officer, and they got in parentheses accidentally shot Daunte Wright. That wasn't no accident. How is that an accident? It's not an accident. No, you have to hold your own self accountable. I'm so tired of it. Like, this is just, well, that's exactly what they're doing. That is exactly what is going on. This is enough to drive a person crazy. And just think about his family. They don't care about the family. You talk to your child, or you see your child or whatever, see your cousin, your brother, and the next thing you know, you look up and the person is gone. Over what? Over a fucking registration? That don't even make no sense. My heart is hurting here. It really is. Rest in peace, DMX. I care about Black people, so I know I talk shit. I don't like y'all stealing from me for my stuff, but if you could open up my heart and see how much I love Black people, I never stop loving y'all. I do. I love all of humanity. For these liars that come on here and say, "Oh, you how the hell am I racist? Are you crazy? You don't even know me like that. I don't hate nobody. I help anybody. I done help white people, light-skinned people, mixed race people. I don't want to see nobody mistreated. But my people, my Black people, I love my Black people. I do. I love y'all at the end of the day. And I want Black women to have a Black husband. I want us to be happy, and I don't want us to be fearful, and I don't want us to be murdered. I don't want one to get treated better than the other. It literally hurts my soul right now. This is fucking soul crushing. This is soul crushing. Well, let me tell you something. M74, I'm reading your comment. You say, if you could not do police work or be a prison guard, could you put a Black man on child support, on which could possibly lead up to being the cause of race soldiers? Okay, let me explain that. I'm gonna answer that question for you. My son's father, I never put him on child support, and it was because of some of y'all might disagree with me on this. I don't even care. You don't gotta agree with me. I've been conscious my whole life. I've been loving. I'm the real Black conscious. I'm not that fake stuff, and I've been doing it before YouTube and social media. I wouldn't put my son's father on child support. He'll tell you if he's honest, because I believe that we could work it out. I just didn't want to do that to him. And then when I divorced my other dark-skinned husband I was married to for 10 years, I told the judge when we went to final hearing, I told the judge, I said, I don't want you to put him on child support. But the judge had to comply with the law. That's what the judge was actually a nice, fair person. He was a white judge. He was nice and fair. I ain't gonna lie. He was nice and fair. And I told him, I said, I don't want him to be on, because none of it, we had to go to mediation for a while before we got to the judge making the decision. Because, you go to mediation before they give you a chance to work things out. And then whatever you can't work out, then you go. I never wanted to put the man on child support. So that to answer your question, that's not how I do it. I can't speak for other Black women, but I feel like we can work this out amongst ourselves. You need to take care of your child. But I just feel that we can work this out amongst ourselves. I'm a fair person. I'm willing to do that. I've always been like that. I've always given you Black men the benefit of the doubt. That's why it's very hurtful and painful when you don't love me back, when you don't marry me, when you don't do what you're supposed to do. That's the problem. But I understand it's slavery, it's oppression, and that is the excuse. You traumatize, and that's what a love comes from. The empathy comes from. It's there. Same thing with Black women. We all traumatized. That's what a love for y'all Black women comes back in. I could be mad at you, but I still love you. I still care about you as a human being. I still care about your life chances. I could be mad at y'all could sit here and listen to me talk shit all day about these heifers on YouTube stealing from me. Do I still love them as human beings? Absolutely. Do they owe me? Absolutely. I can't believe they murdered this young man though. I cannot. I'm fucking in the state of shock here. DMX is gone. You got Black Rob, sick. We got, I don't even know what's going on with Ahmaud Arbery case. I got to get back on that. Breonna Taylor, George Floyd trial. Trayvon Martin never got justice, which that's to this day. Amadou Diallo, Tyron Lewis. Before, we might be, this is just from our generation. Think about the countless Black people that we will never know their names, that they just was brutalized. Celia Slave, may you rest in peace, Celia. She was hanged. Dark-skinned slave was hanged for 12 years old, had been raped by her master, and she got tired of it and did what she needed to do, and they hanged her for it. Pierced my soul. Then we had our brother, the police officer who about 2 months ago that committed suicide. Oh Lord, this is fucking horrible. What's the police officer name? Anybody remember his name? I feel bad for not remembering his name. I had his picture up on as my profile on Facebook for a long time, out of respect. I got DMX picture up out of respect, and it's gonna be up there for a long time because I'm gonna remember DMX. DMX helped a lot of people from his heart. That's the thing y'all gotta understand about DMX. I can relate to a person. I can always tell when somebody's doing something from their heart. I can feel it. I can tell when you fake. I don't like fake people. If you fake and I feel it, I'm out. I'm not gonna even fool with you. If you're gonna be around me, and I'm very hard to let people in my circle, it got to be something about you that's real. Like, that's just the way I work. I need it to be real. I need you to really care. And just because somebody talking loud and they cussing, that don't mean nothing to me. What means something to me is what comes from their heart and their actions. If you fake and you lying and you pretending and you scheming and you doing all that, I'm gonna find out real quick and I'm gonna be done with you. That's why I don't have a lot of so-called friends. I don't. And I do that purposely because motherfuckers want to be around me. Trust me. I keep my circle very small because I need to feel that you really, for real care. I talked to one of my comrades from the Uhuru movement. Man, I love this dude. He seems very emotionless. Dark-skinned dude. I ain't gonna say too much about him, but his name is Chimamanda Waller. Dude been the same from day one. Nothing phases him. You would think he don't care, but his actions, he just fight for the rights of black people. Never stop. Been in the game for 30, 40 years. I ain't lying. I just draw this strength from this brother. Had about a 2-hour conversation with him. I was the happiest woman in the world after speaking to him. I'm speaking to a therapist, but he was my therapy and he didn't even realize it. Emotionless he seems, but his actions, man, that's the type of people I respect. I don't respect these lying people that's coming up on the internet lying and wanting views. Y'all don't care about black people. Y'all don't care. You're not Malcolm X. That's another reason why I celebrate Malcolm X forever. Because once he became a Muslim, he was for black people for real. You could not deter him. Y'all can hate all day and all night. You better not talk bad about Malcolm in my presence. You won't be around me. You'll be gone. You got to go. I won't even tolerate you. Or I'll leave. Certain people, you can't do that with me. You can't. And if you talk bad about DMX, I will block you as well. I'm not going to tolerate it. I don't care about none of that. I don't care. I'm not going to tolerate. I'm tired of people disrespecting people that actually do something to help black folks. They for real care. They're not in it for the fame, the money. They in it because they actually care. Those people are rare. You want to be disrespectful? Go to somebody else's channel. I don't care. You can unsubscribe too. I don't care either. Think I care? I don't care. TP Judah Lion said, my homeboy became a cop in the 90s. He told me it was crooked and quit. I don't blame him. Smart move. And then when you see, that's the thing. Now, I ain't going to sit up here and lie. You do got some good police officers, because I never forget I ran into a dark-skinned police officer back in, this is probably 2000. And my car was stuck in the middle of the road. That black man with an afro, dark skin, he came around. He was so nice to me, helped me get that car. I'll never forget that man. He was very kind. Okay? And I've seen him interact with other people. So it is some ones in there that actually for real care. So I'm not going to sit up here and say all, but I know it's too many of them in there that y'all out here killing black people. That is just too much. You don't have to be out here killing black people. You don't have to be doing that. You can handle us in a humane way, just like you do other people if you want to. You can do that. You can help. They help who they want to help. They help who they want to help. Okay? Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign says, stop cuddling these men. You make babies, you want pleasure, then pay the price. Well, that's true. That's true. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't pay for their kids, but what I'm saying is I don't necessarily need the government to be a part of that process. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we can get together and we can work out make our own arrangement. Thank you, M74. But I just really want to pay my respects here and my honor and my homage to Daunte Wright and to speak on how horribly I feel, and I feel just terrible about this, and I'm sure a lot of people with humanitarian hearts do. It's horrible what has been done to another black person for no reason other than being black. Because I guarantee you, if that person, if he wasn't a black person, Daunte Wright, he'll probably be alive right now, especially over something as, I don't care if it was warrants. Always trying to dirty a person's name. That's another evil thing. Sitting up here trying to dirty somebody's name when they die dead and gone. You got to be an evil person to do that. Like they trying to do George Floyd. How are you putting this man on trial? Everybody saw him get murdered on camera. We saw it with our own eyes, his murder on camera. And he hadn't murdered him. He hadn't killed nobody. I mean, the thing is, the punishment should fit the crime, but it never does when it comes down to black people. The punishment should fit the crime. An eye for an eye. That's cool. But the problem is the punishment never fits the crime with black people. We're always given more time. We're always given harsher punishments, harsher sentences. A black person should not be murdered over a traffic stop, a routine traffic stop. And even if they are so-called resisting arrest, you still shouldn't kill them. They ain't got nothing. You mean to tell me you got officers there and you can't contain the person? Well, then you shouldn't be an officer then. But if you got a taser and you don't know how to use your taser, why are you an officer? I hope his family bankrupts that entire police department. It's all their fault. That's their fault. That has nothing to do with the young man. That's y'all fault. A lot of times they be starting stuff with people, egging people on. Why would you egg somebody on? If you see the person is upset, don't sit there and keep egging the person on. It's like some of them want to cause problems. You looking to start problems where there are none. It's just I understand that you're doing your job regarding basic laws. Okay, I ain't got no problem with that. It's just crazy the way they just be doing things. And one thing I am glad about is the video, because now y'all with the video, we can see what happened with stuff, and people can't be up here making up lies. Because if you got the video, then the video is the video. The video. Just think about how many officers done got away with doing stuff. I've seen some of this stuff. I've seen them plant stuff on people before with my own eyes. No lie. The person ain't did nothing. You up here. It's just terrible. My heart is broken for this young man and his family. I feel horrible. He didn't have to die over a basic traffic stop. And everybody should care, especially all black people should care, because it could be you. I don't know why people think they're immune from stuff. It could be any of us. Don't never think that it can't go down with you. If you think that you are immune from this stuff, anything that happens under this system of darkism and racism and isms, you're crazy. You're delusional. You fooling yourself, because I'm here to tell you it can absolutely happen. Nobody's exempt. And I don't even care how much money you got. I don't care how broke you are. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how much education you got. Don't nobody care about none of that. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second here. Just hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. Like I said, it doesn't matter what walk of life you come from if you're a Black person, even if you done came up out the hood and made it, so-called made it. It doesn't matter. And I'm sorry, Sister Mahogany. I know you wanted me to come if you're listening to this, and I know you wanted me to be on the panel, but I'm not in the right headspace to like actually be on a panel this and talking. You know, I didn't want to disrupt the energy of what you were trying to do, because I know you might see me on here talking about, but because it's just my heart is hurting over these social issues right now. And I'm in a state of shock. I can't believe it. It just happens over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like you, like I say, you know, you minding your business and you pop up one day and it's like, here we go again. Okay, again, you're going to be blocked and deleted right now. Okay, so you got to go, Chris Seaback. Goodbye, because you're not going to blame the victim on here. You got to go. If you want to victim bash and blame and be an evil human being, I'm going to block you from here. You can go somewhere else. It's not going to take place. I'm not going to debate you about this. I don't need to debate about somebody murdering somebody for no reason. And I'm not going to get myself worked up and start cussing people out tonight. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to block and delete you. You're very ignorant, stupid, ignorant people. Inhumane people. Demonic. I'm not going to ever agree with that. You got the wrong person. Take it somewhere else. And the only thing I can do is turn to, you know, my original faith in God when I continue to see stuff like this happen. And pray and do my part, that's why I worked in the Uhuru movement, because I always wanted to make a difference and I always wanted to help my community. That's what I wanted to do. I just can't believe it. I really cannot believe that this young man was murdered like this. I really cannot believe it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, man. Y'all know this don't make no sense, man. It's just shocking. And those of you that got children, those of you that got Black sons, you feel me? Those of you that have Black sons and even daughters to this day, you know, but see, my thing is, I got 5 brothers, and I remember always used to, when I, you know, hearing people talk about, certain issues going on with word about their Black sons. And I thoroughly and completely understand that now. It's like there's a war. The war been on since the days of slavery, and it hasn't ended. And it just keeps happening over and over and over again. And then they just lie to you and tell you that, oh, it's okay. They pretend, you know, they have peaceful, of course, political exchanges of power with the presidency, you know, which I don't vote. And they make all kinds of promises and lies, just lies, generation after generation. The kids now that's just being born, when they grow up, it's going to be the same lies over and over and over and over again. Constant lies about racial equality and racial justice, and we going to do this. These people are only out for themselves to get elected. They don't really care about you as a person. If you think for 1 minute they do, it's lip service. They're only saying these things and doing these things because they want to themselves become, I'm the president, or I'm a congressman, or I'm a congresswoman. It's about them. It has nothing to do with you, but they will tell you what you want to hear and lie to you and make you feel good. And I'm talking about all the political. I am apolitical in terms of Republican, Democrat. I'm neither. And I don't vote, and I'm not going to vote. Because these people are lying. They're not honest. And if you really cared, this young man would not be dead. If you really cared about Black people in this country, there would be some type of sincere and real concerted effort to stop the police from murdering Black people during routine traffic stops where the person is unarmed. Keyword, unarmed. Repeat after me. Unarmed. Repeat after me. Unarmed. I said unarmed. I'm going to keep saying it. Unarmed. He was unarmed. They just lie to y'all. And y'all sit there and y'all get caught up in the emotion and the lies. And you want to be in the popular club and be hollering about, I voted. I don't care. I don't care if 1 million people go vote and I don't. Y'all can't bully me into doing what I don't want to do. I don't play that. I go off of what makes sense and what is righteous and honest and just. And I'm not voting. There's no law that says I have to vote. I don't have to do anything if I don't feel that it's going to benefit me. If I feel that if the law of the land, or that's not even the law of the land, but if it's not righteous and justice, I don't have to do it. And I'm born a free human being. Human beings do not control me. At the end of the day, people think they control you, but they actually really don't. You really are not in control. And I've always felt that way. I'm a free human being and I'm a free thinker. And the society, popular society and popular culture is not going to bully me into doing things the way that they want me to do it. It's not going to happen. Swear to God says that officer was absolutely wrong in this. I could not agree with you more. You also said, I'm glad there was camera evidence. Again, that's the thing. They got this. That's the good part of social media. They've been lying and claiming they ain't did this and they ain't did that. I believe back in 97 when Tyron Lewis was murdered by this police officer, if that would have been caught on camera or on social media, it wouldn't have went down the way that it went down, where he was exonerated when he actually murdered the young man. Swear to God said, we put our faith in people. It starts at the grassroots. We can all be nice to each other. I agree. You're right. You also say, I don't think it was necessarily racism. That video showed the officer mistook her firearm for a taser. She was wrong and should have to pay for that. Okay. She needs to see a jail cell to pay for this. It wasn't even a high stress situation. But that's the point. See, it was racism. Because why did you have to react like that to even pull out a taser and then mistake it for a gun? That's the problem. You could have handled it in a more calm, cool, and collective way to where you wasn't more in control of yourself and pulled out the right tool. Now this young man is gone and his family is in pain. You know, I don't feel sorry for this officer. I got no sympathy for you because you need to understand how to deal with people and handle people with more care. You don't have to always be out here trying to rough somebody up, or you don't have to do all of that. I've seen situations where people could talk to people, big, strong people could talk to a person in such a way where they ain't got to flex their strength or whatever. They just can talk to them and diffuse the situation. You're supposed to be trained like that as an officer. You're supposed to be trying to diffuse stuff first before resorting to violence. But it's like they automatically resort to violence, a violent confrontation when the person is Black. You can diffuse it. That's my point here. You don't have to take it to that level. You know, you can diffuse it. I myself have diffused potentially violent situations with students. I've done it. I don't like seeing kids fight. You know, I had been in a lot of fights myself growing up. People just starting stuff with you, bullying you. I don't like all that. So I'll come in and stop it. Put myself in harm's way, jump right in there and stop it. I grew up with 5 brothers. Okay. Sorry, but if you're a girl and you got 5 brothers, you gonna know how to fight. Fighting that's nothing. Like that doesn't bother me. But I don't like seeing kids fight. I don't like seeing nobody get jumped on. I don't like that. I've been jumped myself. I've been in all kind of fights when I was growing up. I don't like it though. I'm not proud of it. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you my story, what it is. And I don't like to see people get in violent confrontations. I'm the type, I ain't gonna film you and put it on YouTube for enjoyment. Now I might film it because I'm gathering some evidence, but I'm gonna stop it because I don't want to see nobody get hurt. I'm gonna come in and try my best to stop it. We're not gonna let this go down. Peaceful if possible. That's actually was the African way. If you know anything about your culture, I'm so fucking tired of black people not trying to revert back to our own culture. Yeah, man, we lost. I'm so sick of it. All this, I want to fight. But in this case, we're not talking about black on black violence. We're talking about what's going on with people attacking us. You don't have to do it that way. Swear to God says their tasers are on the opposite side of the dominant hand of their firearm. Granted, Daunte could have not. Well, you know, I ain't blaming him on this one. I don't care. He's not at fault to me. This police officer is wholly at fault. I'm not assigning no blame to George Floyd. I'm not assigning no blame to Daunte Wright. I'm not assigning no blame to none of the. I'm not. Nope. You ain't gonna get it from me. I'm on the side of the black men and women that have been murdered. Sorry, I'm choosing. Sometimes you gotta choose a side. There is no gray area with me on this. Nope. You're murdering people over dumb shit. The man ain't killed nobody. All this resisting arrest foolishness, I don't care about that. That's not killing nobody. You don't have to kill somebody because they so-called resisting arrest. What are you doing to provoke that person? You're a trained officer. Quit provoking people. If you just get them arrested and do what you got to do. You don't need to kill them. You're killing people. Nazi shit. No. Team Daunte Wright all the way. I hope they bankrupt that police department when they sue them. They're not going to get a pass from me. There's no black and white. I don't feel sorry. I don't care. I don't care about the resisting arrest stuff. I don't care about that. I don't care. It's for that part is falling on deaf ears with me. I don't care. 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 That's the excuse. In fact, saying that somebody resisted arrest, a black person, resisting arrest, that's the excuse. Don't you see through that? That's almost like that's when the slaves resisted being enslaved, and they justified killing them for resisting slavery. What a fucking joke! I take the resisting arrest and ball it up and throw it out the window, because the reason is simple. You're using it to kill someone. That should not be your go-to. Is to say, oh, they resisted arrest and I was scared and I'm gonna kill them. What the hell? That don't even make any sense. All I'm saying is do things fairly and righteously. And I wish I could get into the minds of these people to have some type of godliness and compassion in them when they're stopping people. Treat them like a human being. Treat the black people like human beings like you do the white people. That's all it is. I guarantee you, if this young man was white, he would be alive. They wouldn't have killed him and said, oh, he resisted it. No. You're making rationalizations here. And I'm gonna move on because I'm not gonna agree with you on that. He was murdered, and that's all it is to it. M74 said devils do not care about killing people. That's true. Thanks for reminding me of that. In the back of my mind, I have wishful thinking that people would still treat each other right. I'm the type that do give people chance after chance, though. Sometimes I had to learn to stop doing that. Because I believe in my heart of hearts that a person can be redeemed, possibly. But you're right. Some people just cannot be redeemed. And it's only God can change their heart. Only God. It has to be like a divine intervention that got to step in to where God comes in and changes their heart and mind. My mama used to tell me that, and I would just listen to her and I wouldn't say nothing, but I wouldn't really pay attention to it. And okay, yeah, I heard you. It's like I heard you, but but she's right. Certain things I feel like only God could come in and deal with and change the heart and mind of a person, because we, as a human being, it's only so much that we can do, because we're all going to return to the dirt one day. I mean, we're all going to return to the dirt, but it has to be a divine intervention to come in and change the hearts and minds of human beings in terms of how we interact with each other. I feel better talking about it, though. I mean, I do. That's the benefit of therapy. Because I was really feeling bad and depressed when I saw this young man being murdered. So I said, you know what, let me come on here and talk about it. And I don't, like I said, I don't want to come on a panel, because I ain't really up for no panels. I don't really do well in panels at this point in my life. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm kind of not with it. It ain't no disrespect to nobody, but it's just and I'll listen to other people. I'll sit back and listen to you and hear what you gotta say. But I don't want the back and forth. I already got enough going on in my head trying to process how I feel and make myself feel better about what has been going on in terms of Black people being murdered and brutalized and treated unfairly. So that's why, it's just hard. But again, my prayers is going up, my condolences is going out, and I feel like that's not enough. But what else can you do? What more can you do? You ask yourself the question. When this stuff keeps going on over and over and over again, when Black people keep getting murdered over and over and over again. It's a wicked, evil world that we live in. It's a very wicked and evil world. And I'm just really saddened, really heartbroken by this. And it just didn't have to happen. And he could have been alive right now if the police officer would have acted with more care and restraints. Killing him wasn't called for. This is very simple. This is not something, y'all, that's really long and drawn out. This is not something that needs to be. We don't need an intellectual reason for it. It's simple. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all for taking the time to listen. Oh. Swear to God said, Rashida, do you think only black police officers should patrol predominantly black neighborhoods? I'm starting to think maybe that could be one of the answers because we keep on getting murdered. Maybe that's an answer. Maybe perhaps I would hope that we would deal with each other in a more in a way that is appropriate for the situation, in a compassionate way. That's what I hope. Rest in peace, Daunte Wright. I hope and pray to God that your family gets justice. Keep this young man and his family in y'all prayers. Good night.